Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Building a Nation with Team Canada. And today we have for you a little bit of a double episode, I guess. It's for the first part of the episode, we're going to check in with Major League Soccer, see how we're doing. See, it's been a long time since we checked in, so we got a lot of stuff to go over there. And then the second half of the episode, we're going to go into the Canadian Championship, where we'll be playing the Ottawa Fury. So we got a lot to get through, so let's start things off right now. So when last we checked in, we were in the Champions League. So let's check in with the Champions League. How about that? We'll start there. And check this out. Houston are the title holders. Wow. That's two American teams, two MLS teams winning it in the last 4 years. That's unprecedented. And good job, Houston. Way to go. They were a good team this year. They showed it in Champions League. You can see how they did it here. Of course, they beat us 4-2. Then San Jose gave Monterrey a good challenge, but Monterrey was able to slip by them 4-3 on aggregate. Then Monterrey got up on Houston in the first leg 2-1, and this is usually where Mexican League teams, this is usually where they put it away. After that first leg, if they have a lead, they can usually sit on it and win, but not so. They go to Houston and lose 2-0. Houston takes it 3-2 on aggregate. Outstanding victory for MLS, but specifically for Houston. So, good job. We lost to the eventual champion, so we can't feel too bad about that. Okay, now let's go down the checklist and see where we're at. Not much going on at the academy. Nothing going on at the academy. We haven't brought anybody up. We haven't sent anyone down. We didn't do anything with the academy, so no need to really look at that. Finances, still pretty good. On a bit of a down slump. We spent a little bit of money. We're at $34 million. That's pretty good. We got a raise, I should say, if I can speak English today, in the transfer budget. We're up to $5.6 million in the transfer budget. So we have done a couple of things here and there. Payroll is still outstanding. $34 million payroll we're allowed to spend. We're only spending 5.6 of that. Scouting budget, all that stuff is fine. Board, very secure. We're still very secure. We've dropped a little bit, down to 62%. Can't please the board all the time, but we have done pretty well. And one of the reasons why I wanted to look at the finances is because of this down here, this little orange line. We have convinced the board to try and buy the ground. That's an interesting thing. I've never done that before, because we do pay rent at BC Place. So it'll be interesting to see if the club can buy it. I'm not sure. It's a good stadium, very good condition, large capacity. We can't buy a new stadium because our stadium is so big. They always say there's no reason to expand. And there isn't reason to expand. Honestly, I'd like to, if I was going to buy a new stadium, I'd want one that was significantly smaller. Maybe 25,000, take half the capacity off of there. Anyway, transfers, let's move on. So, a Scottish team came in for Jack Chesser, and he rejected it himself because he's got 6 months left on his contract, so European teams can start coming in for him and try to offer him an end-of-contract deal. But so far, he hasn't been interested in that. And we can give him a contract. I'm just kind of waiting for some reason. We've got a lot of young midfielders. I don't think he's ever going to be Team Canada worthy. But he's fine to keep around. I don't know. Let's see. We'll take a look at our transfer history. So, let's see, when our last game in Champions League was quite a while ago. We haven't done a lot. We brought in Zachary Broguillard at the beginning of the year. You probably saw that. One of the right backs for... He's been in and out of the lineup for Team Canada. He's got 11 caps. One of the younger guys. He was out on a free. Nobody wanted him, so I picked him up, gave him some games, and of course, he got injured. So that wasn't a great pickup. But, we needed to give this guy a home. We also went out to got Jonathan Jackson-Amell. This has turned out to be a pretty good pickup. He's a Scottish national with Canadian heritage, so he's got like that dual citizenship thing going on. He could play for either team right now. He's not capped for Scotland, but currently he wants to play for Scotland, so we got to try to flip him at some point. But he's been very good. He's been playing well. He also got injured recently, so he's been, unfit as of late. Adam Melvin, we needed an extra goalkeeper because all of our goalkeepers were hurt and injured and whatnot. And we picked up this guy from our academy. He's been growing. He's been getting better. His reflexes are up to 11. He's just been getting better. Determination, particularly, has been a strength. He's improved his physicals quite a bit. Balance, agility, acceleration, all that stuff, all going up. So outstanding for that young man. He's not starter quality in any way, shape, or form, but he might get a few games here and there. And then Marcus Godinho, another right back. Basically, since Broguiard has been injured, might as well go out and get Godinho. He was transfer listed by his club, so we went and picked him up for $70K from Fleetwood. He's not great, but we signed him as a backup. And you never know when he's going to get the Team Canada call-up. He's got 6 caps and 1 goal, 25 years old. So, we needed a right back. We needed some depth there, so why not pick this guy up? It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. We finally made the Zoltán Veda move. He finally got out of here, going to Puskás in Hungary. He's played quite a few times for the Hungarian national team. He's got 19 under-21 caps, 2 under-21 goals. So eventually, he's going to make it to the senior team. And, there's no chance for him playing for Team Canada anyway, so we got rid of him. And then the big move that just happened, I want to say a week ago, maybe a month ago now. No, just a week ago. Yeah, on the 3rd. It's now the 13th. So 10 days ago, to be specific, we sent Charles Andreas Brim Cab Calloway. We sent him to the Dijon mustard capital of the world, France. He's going to play in League One. I don't think that's France. I think we sent him to the Spanish League. Right? League One? No. France. Okay, whatever. We sent him out. Get out of here. But we got $5.25 million for him. That was his asking price. And they agreed to pay it. So there wasn't really anything we could do with it, do about it once they came in for him. And we sort of negotiated their first offer, and then they immediately went to his buyout clause and said, here you go, $5.25 million, we'll take him. So it wasn't like I could have kept him if I wanted to, but yeah, they made the move. That did leave a little bit of a hole in our lineup at winger, but we got a lot of young left wingers we're going to be taking a look at. One guy we're not going to be taking a look at is Timoteo, because he's been out on loan. We loaned him out to Kalmar FF, and he's been playing pretty well out there. He's been improving, getting better, so I don't really want to bring him back from loan if he's out there playing, even though we could kind of use him. We got other guys we can play at left wing. Right wing's been a bit of a problem as well because of our medical center here. Look at all these guys just coming back from loan. Hendricks, Collins suffered a serious injury. Jonathan Jackson-Amell suffered a serious injury. Jake Nervinsky, Broguiard, James Haywood. And that's just, that's not even the guys who were on the disabled list. We had several other guys who are on the disabled list or still on the disabled list. And we've been, running kind of a patchwork lineup recently. But let's see what all that noise has gotten us. All that noise has gotten us 4th place in the Western Conference after 24 games. So we're just creeping up on the three-quarter time. Three-quarter part of the season. Whatever. 27 games is the three-quarter point in the season. We're at 24 games. We got 10 wins, 9 draws, 5 losses, only a +4 goal differential, but 39 points on the season. It's been a weird, wacky season in MLS. Look at all the draws. I mean, Seattle has 16 draws in 25 games. LA Galaxy 12, Sporting KC 11, 8. We got 9. LAFC at the top of the league has 8 draws. There's just a lot of evenly matched teams. It's really wild this year. And it's a pretty close race. We got 2 points separating third place and first place in the Western Conference, and then we're a little bit ways back from that, but we're also 1 game behind them, so we're only like 3 points really behind, third place, which is also second place. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. You can see 45 points, 39 points. You do the math is what I'm saying. Anyway, Supporter Shield. We're 8th in the Supporter Shield right now. Again, there's a bit of a line between us and the top 5, but we can catch up. There's still plenty of time left in the season to catch up. I don't know that we're going to necessarily catch Atlanta United, 53 points currently, leading the league. 3 points behind them is New York, so they're sort of running away with the Eastern Conference. Next best team is NYC. At 46 points. So they put a little bit of space between themselves and the rest of the Eastern Conference. So it's going to be an interesting end to this season. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good teams, as I mentioned. I mean, we saw Houston win the Champions League this year, and they're sitting in second place in the Western Conference, 5th place overall in MLS. So just a really good year. I'm really excited about this year in MLS. Now, how did we get here? Well, we've had sort of an up and down schedule. Obviously, Champions League, a lot of times we have a little bit of a hangover after Champions League, and that happened, it actually happened in the middle of Champions League this year. It's like we just sort of burnt our team out trying to compete in MLS, trying to compete in Champions League, and it didn't work out. We had a pretty rough stretch of games there. Then after that, went on a pretty nice run, sort of went undefeated for the month of, well, not undefeated. We had 1 defeat in May, undefeated in MLS in April. So those 2 good months put together really pushed us back into competition in MLS. And then recently we've hit a little bit of a slide. We've only won 1 game in our last 7. We've got 4 draws, a win, and 2 losses. Some of these games have been pretty good. Some of them have been pretty bad. The LA Galaxy game was just a terrible game. They got up in the 27th minute, and then we just couldn't do anything. There's just nothing happened for the rest of that game. And then we've also had games like our most recent game versus LAFC. And I know I've shown you so many LAFCs. I think I've probably shown you nothing but LAFC for the past 2 seasons. But there's a reason for that, is we play good games. Look at this, 4-4. LA gets up early, 2-0. We come out at halftime, storming out. We get 4 goals in the second half with an interesting lineup. Sort of found an interesting tandem up top. We'll watch our goals here. Smith and Senior as our 2 striker tandem have been interesting. Senior he's fully prepared now to play target man, and he's a very interesting target man. So there's their first goal. Janssen off the corner play. McGee did not have a good game in this particular instance. There's Shea. Zlatkovic can't get it out. Of course, who else but Vela? He's going to score. And so that's it. Going into halftime, things look pretty bad. We're coming out of halftime. We got to get one early to sort of get the mojo running, but no. LAFC, Andre Horta puts LA up 3-0. Not looking so good. Here's Colin, one of our youngsters, back from injury for the first game. He plays well, gets it to Adonijah Reed, to Senior. Senior's our leading goal scorer this year. I think he's only got 6 or 7, but still. There he is making a play as target man. Norman gets it back out to Colin, to Adonijah Reed, and he sticks with it. He's been playing pretty well. He's been in there because of injuries, of course. Happens every year. Our right wingers get injured, so we got to go deep in the bench. And this year it's Reed. And now here's LA getting their fourth, and pretty much I think they put it away at 4-2. 65 minutes to go. But we come back just 2 minutes later. Godinho, our brand new signing, gets it forward to Smith, and look at him. Cheeky. Chips the keeper. That hardly ever works, but he did it. So it's 3-4 now. Chesser's in the game. Norman boots it downfield, and there's Smith again. So this kid has been an interesting pickup. I guess we didn't look at our trades. We probably should have looked at our trades because we did make a couple of interesting trades. Transfer history, all transfers, and trades. There we go. Date. So we traded away Theo Bear. Traded away the big man, T-Bear, to Orlando City for a first-round pick and a fourth-round pick. They really wanted him. Like, they really, really wanted him. And now they're not playing him. He's unhappy. He wants a trade listed by request. So we might go out and get him back. I mean, why not? If he's not happy there, if he's not playing, we need to get him back. And we traded Jordan Faria, guy who was a very interesting prospect at the beginning of the season. Traded him out to TFC, to Montreal. He's got 16 appearances for Montreal this year, so that's pretty good. 6.57 rating. He's just not playing very well, unfortunately. And for him, we got Craig Smith and Anthony Jackson-Amell. So two pretty good strikers. Craig Smith, very, very interesting prospect. Only 19 years old, already at 3 stars of ability. Great mentals, really good technicals, really good physicals. I wish he had better finishing, but, we can work on that. We're working on his shooting. So as you can see, his technique is going up, his long shots are going up, but his actual finishing has not gone up yet. It's sort of stuck at 10. So we'll see if he can maybe improve. So far, he's got those 2 goals were his first 2 goals of the season. So that was a good time for him to get them. And then Anthony Jackson-Amell, another target man, sort of to replace Bear. But he's been injured quite a bit this season. He's only had 10 appearances, 2 goals, 2 assists. So hopefully we can get him back for the stretch run at the end of the season, and he can make a difference. Let's see. So that was our schedule. On a bit of a bad streak, so we got to use the Canadian Championship here to get healthy. So hopefully we can do that. We got a very interesting lineup, and we shall see. Let's go back a step here. So it's Vancouver versus Ottawa, and then it's Montreal versus TFC. So that's fine. We get the underdog this year, so we'll take that in the first round, no problem. Here we go. We're going to be playing away in Ottawa at TD Place Stadium. 13,486 tickets sold out of 24,000, so it's not a sellout, unfortunately. Ottawa not quite getting the support they should, but we are big-time favorite, 6-4. Coming in inconsistent form, though. 2 losses, 2 draws, and a win. We've only lost to Ottawa once. We got 4 wins and 1 loss against them in 5 games. We got a couple players still injured. Haywood is out. Broguillard is out. They've got 2 guys out. Charlie Ward, poor old Charlie Ward with a fractured leg. That's no good. Chris Manella out with the ankle. They do not currently have a head coach. That's unfortunate. It'll be a nice day, though. 73 degrees, a little gusty. That's no problem. Let's get to the team selection. So here we are. We're going to go stick with the Z formation. We have been going with the 2 striker formations quite a bit. But I think we just need to control the game against Ottawa today, so we'll give it a shot. Got a lot of interesting guys in there. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We got everybody on the bench we need, sort of, I guess. It's not a great bench, but we'll use it. Yeah, we got a lot of guys lacking match sharpness. We're going to try to use this game as sort of a match sharpness game. Might be a bad idea, because Ottawa's a decent team. They could jump up and bite us if we're not careful, and we are definitely not being careful today. So we got Melvin in goal. I told you. He might play some games, and he's getting his debut today in the Canadian Championship. Possibly a huge mistake, but you know what? We're going with it. Ahmed at fullback. Godinho making his first start in the Canadian Championship. He came in, played one game for us, got an assist, so that's good. He played in that LAFC game I showed you. Vialva and Jaguar in central defense. Jackson Amel, the other Jackson Amel, Jonathan Jackson Amel. He's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. Need him to get back and healthy, so he's got 2 assists this year. Played pretty well, but we just need him to stay healthy. T-Bert going to give us a little bit of stability there. Our leading assist man with 5. Also chipped in 2 goals. He's played very well this year. 7.22 rating. Stankovic, the young man, just back from injury as well. He's only been in recovery like 2 weeks, so this will be his first game this season. As you can see, no appearances this year. Shamit Shom, also with 5 assists, 2 goals this year, also has played very well for us. He was a good pickup for us early in the season when we traded Sean Hundle away. Picked up Shamit Shom to give us a little bit filler there at attacking center mid. Venuto coming back. He's also been injured most of the year. He's only played 8 times, got 4 goals, 7.25 rating. So when he's been in there, he played very well. He just hasn't been in there in a long time. And he's currently still on the disabled list in MLS. So after this game, if he doesn't die again, I'll take him off the disabled list and he can start playing for us in MLS again. And then here's Anthony Jackson Hamel. So we got both Jackson Hamel brothers. I don't think they're actually related. I think there's like no relationship whatsoever. I think one guy, he's got no favorite personnel. So, I mean, they could be cousins. You never know. But as far as I know, they have no relationship, just a mutual hyphenated last name, which is incredibly unbelievable. All right, let's get to the dressing room. Pep talk. A first leg win will do us a world of good. Okay, nobody cared about that. Opposition instructions. You know what we do every game. They are going maybe a bit defensive today. That's why I kind of wanted to play the possession style. So we'll see. Might have to take it out wide to avoid these defensive midfielders and whatnot. But we'll try. We'll try it normally. Not going to work the ball in the box. Just sort of, do what we can do. Let's see. Stuart Jennings from the American Soccer Post. He is devious, but has great respect. Okay. Your decision to drop Darren Sr. has caused a bit of a stir. Why have you left him out? He's just being rested. He just played versus LAFC. Can you talk through your changes today? We need to rotate. Squad game. Have to allow our players to rest. Yeah, we have to allow our players to rest sufficiently for to maximize their value to the team. That's played a part today. Sure. Here we are. Nation's capital. Ottawa. Canada. Ontario. All that. Put it together however you like. And let's go. Okay, so Vancouver's been in the news a little bit recently. They've made some, first of all, they're having a terrible season in real life. I think they're last place, or very close to last place in the Supporters' Shield. Here's Stankovic sending one in. Can't get it to old number 99. Shamit Shom saves it. Jackson Amel. Come on, Shom. Can he turn? No, he's just going to fire, and he scores from there. He didn't have a lot on that. That was sort of a floater, and it gets past the goalkeeper. Weeks. That was a Weeks goal for sure. I don't know about that one. I mean, he just sends it out wide. Jackson Amel, he gets it back. I mean, it's not great defense, but he is double covered. He just turns and fires. I thought he was going to, take a drive and get to, a little closer, but nope, doesn't need it. So there we go. We get our one away goal, and hopefully we get a few more. That was only 6 minutes in. So yeah, Vancouver's not doing so well, so they're making some front office changes. They moved their team president out, and they gave him some weird new title, club liaison. I don't know what that is. That's like PR department, I guess. I have no idea. They're moving him out, and they want to hire a new big-name team president and somebody who's going to be in charge of soccer operations, or as they call it, what do they call it? Sporting something? Director of sporting. That's what it is. So whatever that means, I have no idea. It's like, what other sport are they playing other than soccer, right? They've already got a vice president in charge of soccer operations. So what's he going to do? I don't know. They're just looking to they're looking to bring somebody in with a big name who could maybe with some big ideas and do something. I don't know. We shall see. They've still got a little bit of money hanging around from the Alphonso Davies deal that they made a couple seasons ago. Was that last season? I don't remember. But anyway, so they're saying that they could use, if they get somebody with some good ideas, they've got a little bit of money to fund it. But, we'll see. I don't know. Vancouver, they haven't been great recently. And I don't know that the way I've played with Vancouver is any sort of template that they could use. I mean, if they want to play a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds, it would be interesting, that's for sure. But I don't know that a real fan base would necessarily go for that. Jackson Amell admits 3 defenders. Stankovic, though, one of those young academy players, gets it forward. There's Jackson Amell. He's got Venuto. Oof. Got a couple of rusty players out there. Haven't played in many, many weeks. And that kind of shows. That should have been a breakaway goal, I think, if our guys were anywhere near match fit. Jackson Amell wins it. Which Jackson Amell is that, though? That, I believe, is the defensive midfielder, because they use his full hyphenated name. And for the striker, ouch, Melvin takes one off the face, but he makes the save. Good job, young man. Whatever you can to get in the way. I mean, he's already made some pretty decent saves. I was going to take a look at him, but here he is. He's a little bit more athletic than some of our other young goalkeepers. Not great, mind you, but he's got, 9s and 10s where other guys have like 6 and 7s. So a little bit more. Is Jackson Amell gets forward. There he is. There's the big man we were talking about, Anthony Jackson Amell. Back from injury, scoring goals. 3rd goal of the season. Assist from Shamit Shom. So there's a bunch of our new guys there. It's a really good through ball here. Just threads the needle. Goal. Well, the central defender wasn't particularly paying attention there. I think he was too busy wrestling with Jackson to see the pass. Like, there's Jackson. He's looking at him. He's way onside. And then Jackson just pushes past him. The other defender came over to try to help, but he was too late. Goalkeeper took a bad angle. There we go. 2-0. We are looking pretty good. Stankovic not playing well. 6.5 rating. I should take a lot of these guys out at half. The guys who are, just coming back from injuries and such. So we'll take a couple of guys out. We'll take Stankovic out for Politi, and then we will take Jackson Amell out for Norman. Both of those guys are just coming off injuries, so we'll try to preserve their fragile little bodies. Here we go. Don't get complacent. Let's go. Second half. So this is just the first leg. We got a second leg coming up too. We should be on, key highlights. I think we can get 2 games in. We'll see. Should be able to. Sanin, Zamed. Oh, okay, nice little head down. Easy grab for Melvin. No problems. So we were going to look at Melvin, and there he is. Attributes all going up as we looked at before. 11 area reach, 10 command of area, 11 reflexes. He's just very average technically. He's just very average all the way around. Jaguar can't. Weeks, I guess he made a stop there. Barely kept it over the line. Now here's OTTAWA. Ahmed with a crushing tackle. And there ends the highlight. So, yeah, I don't think Ottawa's got much fight in them right now. They do have 50% of the possession, which honestly I thought we were going to have more than that. They only have 6 shots, 3 on target. It's honestly not bad. It's just they haven't been able to really mount a great attack. They've got 0 clear-cut chances. Whatever that means. People always point to that, and I just don't have the nuance to understand a clear. I mean, I assume it's a good shot, but how do you tell a clear-cut chance from a half chance or no chance? There's got to be some sort of formula where they figure it out, or maybe it's just an eyeball test. You just know one when you see one, I suppose. Anyway, now we're starting to dominate. 58% possession, 76 minutes down. We're looking pretty good. I'd get Venuto out of there, but I don't think we really have a substitute for him, honestly, on the bench. Our bench is very interesting right now. Let's see. Godinho's playing well. Our defense as a whole is playing very well. 7.2 for Godinho, 7.2 for Jaguar, for Villalba 7.5, and 6.9 for Ahmed. Up to 7.3 now all of a sudden, so everything's changing. Shamit Shom with that assist and a goal, 8.6. So yeah, here we go. Final highlights, 15 seconds to go. Can Vancouver get one back? They cannot. Melvin with the save. Way to go, Melvin. Boots it out of there. He's got the best kicking of all our youngsters. And there goes the final whistle. So, all right. Predicted a win for Vancouver, and we delivered. So 2-0 on the road. We'll take that every single day of the week. So speaking of week, we got a week to go before our next game. So that'll let us get in some practice. That'll let us, rest our dudes a little bit and come back refreshed for the home leg. So we'll pause it here and get to that said home leg. Pause. Okay, we are back, and there's one piece of Team Canada news I forgot to mention, is that this fella here, Oro, former Brazilian, now Canadian citizenship, he plays for TFC2, and he has agreed to play for Team Canada. He's a right back / wing back. He's not a great fullback, honestly. Only 8 strength, only 5 jumping reach, 5'6". He's a little guy, but he is pretty talented. He's 3 stars. He's got very nice pace and acceleration and agility. Very solid mentals, very solid technicals. Nothing super spectacular, but he is a right back, and I'm feeling a little nervous about our right backs going into the World Cup. Earlier this year, we got some bad news that Tamori was injured for like 3 to 4 months. Terrible injury he sustained. So right back is now in question. And so we're just sort of picking them all up. You saw our roster. We've picked up like every Canadian right back possible, and now we're adding more to the nation. And that also brings me to a couple of our players. Nerwinski, wherever he is. Where'd he go? He's not currently in the lineup. Is he? No, he's not. Where is he? Where is he? Show him. You, Chester. There he is. He is apparently eligible, but I haven't got the email yet that says he is eligible. See, 0 days to eligibility, but I can't contact him. And there's no national team up here. For Oro, I got an email saying he's eligible. Would you like to contact him? But I haven't gotten one for Nowinski, and I likewise haven't got one for Venuto. So I don't know what's going on. If they've got to go through something special or what. Well, it says he's still not eligible. 171 days to eligibility. But Nowinski is definitely eligible. So I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea. Anyway, we'll get to our matches. Match preview. So first leg, Toronto FC beat Montreal 2-1. Vancouver beat Ottawa 2-0. So we got a little bit of work to do. We are evens, so we are the betting favorite, even though we're in inconsistent form. We've now won 5 of 6 against Ottawa. They had a player suspended, Kevin Oliveira. That's not good. Francois is out. Charlie Ward is still out. Manella. So, they've got some pretty good players all out. We made a couple of changes, but not a lot. So we'll just submit this team. We're going to do pretty much what we did, hopefully, in the first game. That should be enough to get by Ottawa. We'll just sort of hold on to the ball, play possession style, and do what we've done. So we still got Melvin in goal, Ahmed, Villalba, Hakkinen now at central defense, Godinho still at right back, Jackson Amell. We're bringing in, what is this guy's name? Merriman Zanata. That's right. He hasn't really played all year long. He's a midfielder / attacking midfielder, one of our young academy players. I figured I'd roll him out there and see what he can do in the midfield. Stankovic, Simon Collin, hasn't played a lot recently. 3 appearances, or 3 starts, 2 off the bench, 1 assist, 6.9 rating. Venuto is still in there, and Jackson Amell up top. They're changing their formation, going with a 5-3-2 with the 2 wingbacks, Tissot and Marie. Going to try to make some noise down the wings. We shall see. Get to our dressing room, pep talk. You deserve to be in the final. Go out there, make it happen. Okay, make it happen. Actualize, self-actualize, all that stuff. All right. Yeah. Carl Hayworth is their leading goal scorer. So we'll press him. Sure, make him nervous. Venuto takes the captain's armband. Of course, he's a natural choice. Get out of here. How much a boost is Oliveira's absence? I'm focusing on what we can do. Is complacency a worry? No, the players are professional. Here we are at home. Decent crowd. Soon to be our own building, and maybe, I don't know, we could do something with it. We just lop the top half of it off, because we never use it. The most we usually get is 26,000. That's for a really, really big game. So we shall, I don't know. We're stuck with it. There's nothing we can do. I don't think they'll ever let us buy a new stadium, especially after we buy this stadium. So I'm pretty sure we're just going to have to live with it for the rest of this save half-empty crowds. So yeah, we had a little bit of Team Canada news. Not much else has happened with Team Canada. We got a couple of friendlies coming up later this summer, but that's about it. No other competitions have popped up on the horizon for Team Canada. Let's see. MLS news. I mentioned some Vancouver news in real life. They're sort of poorly guarded secret that this Tuesday they're going to announce St. Louis as the 28th team, right? Yeah, 28th team, I think. The next expansion team. So that should be interesting. Here's Tissot with a throw-in. First highlight of the half. Sends it in. Melvin can't get to it. And Ben Robinson puts Ottawa on the board. This makes it dangerous. This makes it a little dangerous. Melvin couldn't get there to punch this one out. He went for it. It's a good aggressive move. He just a little late. Robinson gets there in the midst of 3 defenders, plus the goalkeeper. So that was just sort of laziness on the defense part. Let's see. Let's show some passion out there. So yeah, St. Louis, they've already got an amateur, well, not an amateur club, but they got a USL club. So we'll see what they do with that, if they stick with that club or if they announce a new club. I haven't really looked into the details of this announcement. But St. Louis is an interesting place because they could go Western Conference or Eastern Conference, right? I mean, they're the gateway to the West, right? So either way, I think that's a good move. It's a very flexible move for the conference. Here's Godinho looking, sends one back post, which can't get there. Try to reset the offense, gets it to Ahmed. Colin is free. He's going to take the shot, and he scores. Way to go, young man. He's a guy I haven't been as thrilled with as some of his contemporaries. He came in pretty much the same class as Ahmed and Zlatkovic and Senior and all of those other guys. He just hasn't really progressed. He's gone out on loan. We've had a transfer listed. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe we haven't shown enough faith in him, and that's been the problem, which it has been a problem. Stunted his growth a little bit. But I don't know. When he does get his chance, he gets injured. He's just sort of got a snake-bit career. So, you know, if I could move him on to somewhere else, let him get a fresh start, that would be okay. But I've never been able to move him on. We finally got a team with... here's Sannon, and he scores. Now things are interesting. Very interesting. 3-2. And Ottawa's got their 2 away goals. So we got a little cocky here. But yeah. Colin, you know, he's been at 2 stars since he was 16 years old. Just hasn't improved anything. His potential ability has gone down. It's just, you know, I don't know. He doesn't have the drive. He doesn't have the work ethic. I don't know what it is, but it's not happening for young Mr. Colin. All right, dressing room, pep talk. We got an aggregate lead. Now let's make sure we hold on to it. I was calm there, but that's fine. Start the second half. I don't really know if I should make any team instruction changes. Got 7 shots, 2 on target. No clear-cut chances. 50% possession. We have had 6 corners, so that's been pretty good. We just need to convert on one of those corners, and we'd be golden. Other than that, not much going on. Jackson Amell gets a yellow card. 48th minute. I think 60 minutes we're going to make some changes here. Zanata not playing well. So we'll bring in, you know what, we'll change out the midfield. Yeah, I mean, everybody's playing badly. But Zanata's playing the worst. And then Jackson Amell's got a yellow card. So we're bringing in our starting midfielders. Canadian nationals, both of them. So hopefully that can solidify us and bring us home the win. Here we go. Ottawa sending one downfield. Ahmed heads it back to Melvin. It's in the pouring rain now. Apparently we got the dome open, unfortunately. Melvin. Okay. He's teasing. Toying with Ottawa's emotions here as he's just wasting time, I suppose. Boots it downfield. Good win by Jackson. T-Bert messing around. A little back heel. You know he likes the back heels. He's got the highlight of the year. Venuto. He's going to send one in. Come on. There we go. There's the cross. Jackson with the header. That's what we needed. Venuto gets it to the big target man. He does a little roll. Now we're up. 2 goals again. All right. A little bit of a scare there, but we're back in control. Venuto, will be nice to get him back on the team for this playoff push. Maybe we can get Jackson more playing time. I don't know. We got a lot of strikers to look at. You know, Senior's been playing pretty well as that target man. So we shall see. Jackson Amell, 28 years old. You know, I wanted to bring him in because he's a guy who could be national team level. A 3-star veteran striker. Possibility. I don't really want to call him up, but if necessary. If something happens to Cavallini, you know, we might need an extra target man. It'll probably be Hamilton, but it's nice to have Jackson Amell in the back pocket. So we got to get him. He's got to be at least match sharp by the time the World Cup comes around, which won't be until November. So we still got a little ways to go. All right, here we go. 3 minutes of stoppage time. We shall escape this round with a 4-2 aggregate. Last highlight. Weeks. Going to send one downfield. So Melvin gets his first couple of goals scored on him. You know, all it took was bringing in our midfielders to sort of settle things down, and that helped us out quite a bit. Some of our young players played pretty well. Colin got a goal. Godinho played okay. His first extensive playing time with us. He's played 3 games in a row. Good for him. So, yeah, it's a fine match. 13 shots. They only had 4, but 3 of those were on target. 48% possession for them. Yeah, I mean, Colin played well. Goal, 7.9 rating. We'll take that. Who got player of the match? Anybody? Bueller? Player of the match? Do they have such a thing? I didn't see. Do they not have players of the match for the Canadian Championship? I guess not. Anyway, pep talk. You've done it. You're in the finals. Congratulations. Let's go, boys. See who we get. Whichever team we get Toronto FC. Neither of our Canadian brethren in MLS are doing very well right now. Toronto's down in 14th place. Only 34 points on the season. And Montreal down in 23rd place. Only 20 points on the season. If MLS had relegation, they would be in the relegation zone. So that's no good for Montreal. All right. So the Canadian Championship semifinals are over. We're going to play Toronto FC. As I mentioned, going to play at home, looks like, for the first leg. Okay, interesting. Take a look at the schedule here. So we'll probably come back for that game next month. Got a couple of MLS games between now and then. Houston and RSL, so those are pretty important Western Conference games we got to get out of the way. As for the national team, I mentioned the schedule. We got a friendly in August and then a friendly in September. You know, I arrange friendlies as I'm allowed. But for the most part, we're not allowed to. You know, the window that I have to arrange friendlies is very small. So we'll try to arrange some friendlies and see what happens. But that's going to be it. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.